And I'm going to start the meeting of the Legislative Affairs Government Operations Committee. Madam Clerk, please roll, please take the roll. Good morning.
Erickson Galt.
Here.
Joliet.
Here.
Gershenson.
Here.
Lubes.
Here.
Taylor. Here. Hoffman.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, everyone. Would you kindly join, Commissioner Taylor, would you lead us today in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. I would entertain a motion to approve minutes dated October 21st, 2025, moved by Commissioner Lubes, seconded by Commissioner Erickson Galt. In favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Our minutes have been approved. I would now entertain a motion to approve today's agenda, moved by Commissioner Lubes and seconded by Commissioner Joliet. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Our agenda has been approved. Anyone from the public wishing to address us on literally anything they want, now is the time to do that. Hi. If you please join us at the head of the table, start with
And
your,
where?
just the head.
Oh, right here.
Your name, where you live, and then you'll have 3 minutes as displayed on this little iPad.
Thank you. My name's Marguerite Gupta. I'm from Oakland Township. The information I have to share with you right now has been working on 3.5 years. It's inside corruption within the judicial branch here in Oakland County and in the state of Michigan. I've had 5 Zoom hearing records that have been corrupted. The first one was May 25th, 2022. Judge Langton's statements of, so the arbitrator altered emails to an invalid date were removed. 5 minutes were removed from a 25-minute hearing. I proved that because there's 2 files that are generated with every Zoom hearing, an audio file and a video file, 2 different datas. The video file has a timestamp burnt in the beginning and at the end. The audio file is more of a data file that's sent to the transcriptionist. When you remove data, it shortens. So the video time was burnt in the front and the back. The audio time came back 5 minutes. That hearing is incomprehensible to read. Why? Because they removed and cut and paste. When I brought that to the court's attention, there should have been an investigation. There should have been an evidentiary hearing. 0. They have used retaliation, taking my kids away financially. Well, they flexed their muscle. The court administrator, Kevin Offer, said, hey, we investigated, nothing here. The transcriptionist will change the time. The regional state court administrator said, we'll investigate, nothing here, we'll change the time. That's what they did. And then they proceeded to have 4 more hearings. I recorded them. Why? Because I was representing myself and it was my way of taking a note. Everything started going south. Why did it go south? Because by March 1st, 2023, they removed my kids within 4 months of the judge not even knowing I had 4 kids. They only removed 2 minors. 90 statements were removed, almost 90, only my statements from 4 Zoom hearings. After the regional court administrator said there was nothing there, after the state court administrator said there was nothing there, after the county administrator said there was nothing there, after the judge said there was nothing there. So what did I do from March 2023 all the way to now? I filed a Supreme Court complaint. Larry Roycer, who holds 2 positions, court clerk and the chief of staff for the justices, said nothing here. He never gave a report to any of the justices like he was supposed to when I had a superintendent control complaint. Why? Because he suppressed and concealed the evidence, just like they do here. Even the new court administrator, Mr. Richard Lynch, said nothing here. All my evidence is on email. When I have a regional state court administrator in Detroit, it was Michelle Muscat at the time, she refused to file the second complaint that I filed immediately March 9th that I found out. So on March 1st, I had a meeting. The last hearing, I said the judge doesn't know what's going on in this case at all. I requested 4 Zoom transcripts. I spent my whole savings on that. There's something wrong here. And I'm giving you guys notice, Oakland County is doing nothing about it. Nothing. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Anyone else from the public? All right, that will conclude our public comment. Our first section of the regular agenda today is human resource items. I would entertain a motion to, I believe, recommend to finance. Yep, there it is. Item A, which is the FY 26, 7, and 8 collective bargaining agreement for employees represented by the Nurses Association representing non-supervisory public health nurses. Moved by Commissioner Taylor, seconded by Commissioner Loops. Hello, Dan.
Hi, good morning. Nice to see everyone again. Thank you for your time. This is the latest and last in the series of contracts up for this season. I can walk you through the kind of the high-level review of the financial elements of this contract that we reached with the Michigan Nursing Association. So yeah, like I said, this is the final contract, and I believe 10 for this past since April, so we've been very busy. That does not include supplements as well. So again, kudos to the team for all of their assistance and all of their help. This could not be presented to you here today without their tremendous heavy lift and effort. So thank you to them. So this has been TA'd, tentatively agreed to, and ratified and voted upon by the nurses union, their membership, and now all that awaits is your final approval. So just to talk about a few of the financial elements here, there was a market adjustment made to bring these nurses up to the appropriate market rates, and then beyond that, the summary and the contract kind of speaks for itself. But just to highlight for this body, there's a 5% wage increase in the first contract year with a $1,500 one-time payment upon your board approval, of course. And then for the final 2 years of the contract, this is a 3-year contract, it'll be a 375 wage adjustment, and that of course is tied to our 5-tier roadmap, our prescription change or benefits roadmap. That's where we are getting some of the money to fund this. And then just skipping down very briefly, sorry, my computer froze, to the 401k, the retirement section. You'll notice that there, again, it's a 3-year contract. It's holding steady at a 9% for the first 2 years, and then an increase to 12% in the final year. I am happy to take any questions that this board may have if you're interested. Otherwise, I mean, in the interest of brevity, I can try to skip over some of the other benefits so as not to filibuster away the rest of your meeting. But as always, happy to answer any questions. Always a pleasure to appear before you.
Sure, Commissioner.
Well, why don't you just point out what's new?
I can. So like some of the additional benefits, they're all relatively new. So if you want to follow along with the summary as well, so moving down, the employees are to receive 10%, so an increase in leave days, 10 personal leave days for 80 hours each calendar year. They may accumulate up to 20, and that's 160 hours. And they also have a Me Too with the non-represented. And just so you're aware that this group does have a lot of alternative schedule folks for 10s, so that's why it's in hours as opposed to days. It makes it a little neater and cleaner to administer that. There's an annual wellness incentive that's an increase from $100, which the non-representatives get. It's an increase of $50 to this group. Adopted our healthy workplace policy, which I believe this group is familiar with, and it provides 3 paid days off for each incident of a serious communicable disease, so that this group adopts the non-spreading policy idea that is widely applicable throughout the county. Added a tuition reimbursement. It's up to $52.50, and just for context purposes, I'm sure everyone here recalls that it was approved to increase. That's an IRS cap. The reason that it is capped at that number, obviously we would like it to be higher to have a very educated workforce, but anything beyond the $52.50 is a taxable consequence to the employees, so we don't want to create a taxable event to people. There's also a death in the line of duty article. You'll recall that was first introduced to you for the very tragic scenario of a deputy dying in the line of service. So we are now applying that throughout the county. This was the final unit where that was still outstanding. So that is now applied company-wide, which is, you'll agree that that's the right thing to do. And we're very pleased that you've approved that with each group. Death leaves, but bereavement, more preferred term, is increased to 7 days from 5 days for what I would term closer members, which is spouse, partner, parent, guardian, or child. It's also increased to 5 days for other eligible relatives, that's like aunts and uncles. It's a non-hybrid float of 5 additional, which makes 6 total for each calendar year. Shift differential and increase for these folks typically have 3 separate shifts. So it's $1 an hour, especially we wanted to focus and carry over those folks that work in Children's Village as well in a detention setting. So there's $1 an hour premium for work from Monday to Friday, which is that shift starts at 2 p.m. That's afternoons. As well as Saturday and Sunday and holidays, they receive $1.50 an hour for working on those weekend days. This group will remain at 1 buyback to be paid in December, but that buyback also is for on-site, on-premises only. Most of these individuals do have an on-site, on-premises schedule. Obviously, if you think like vaccine clinics and wage administration, et cetera, that's an outward-facing, public-facing job. So it will likely impact those, most of this bargaining unit. There are very few that work hybrid. Merit max incentive, you'll recall that other contracts have this too. It's where once you reach the first year after you've hit your ceiling, you get a $500 bonus essentially for retaining your employment with the county, helps with retention, helps with motivating staff that is senior and topped out at their, yes.
I have a question on that. Do you have a cap at that? So like if somebody stays at that level for 10 years, I mean, what's the cap?
Yeah, so for 10 years, if they're at their ceiling.
I would hope that never happens, but.
Well, no, it does. So many of our wage scales top out after like, we call it step 84, that's six years out. There's some exceptions, some accelerate a little faster, but once you have hit that 6-year ceiling, that following year, that 7th year, you would begin to get a $500 incentive payment. That's $500 each year unless it's renegotiated for a higher number.
But I mean, okay, so it's only 500, it's not
Only.
like 1,000 and then.
Correct, it does not go up $500 a year,
Okay,
yeah.
so it's just 500, okay,
Each
all
year.
right.
Yeah, that's a good question. I didn't think of it that way, but yes.
Nobody thinks like me, I'm sorry.
No, that's a good question. Again, the 410s, there was an elimination of a particular position. Just a couple of non-economic notes. There's a lot of updates to the filling of vacancies, uniform mileage to make it consistent with other business regulations throughout the county. We have introduced a drug and alcohol testing article to sort of streamline that, in the unfortunate setting when an individual does show up to work under suspicion of intoxicants, whether alcohol, drugs, or anything else. Streamline discipline and discharge to make it a little more uniform and easier to administer along the lines of other county bargaining units and the non-representatives. Those are really the highlights. I mean, I'm happy to go through the other sort of lower light ones that are remaining, but happy to take any questions.
Commissioner Lutz.
I don't know the description of the classification, so do you know the difference between a public health nurse 1 and a public health nurse 4?
I do not off the top of my head. I imagine it's more qualifications and experience in particular. I'm happy to send you an email though after the fact to give you that. I don't want to misspeak.
Okay, and my second question is, do you happen to know how the functioning of Children's Village is going?
Like, how's it going?
Yes.
But
Because we moved employees from one area to another area.
that's correct. So many, I'd say most of the nurses remained. So they essentially just changed bargaining units and supervision. So they are now supervised by health as opposed to, which is a positive given that it's health professionals now supervising health professionals as opposed to before there were health professionals being supervised by juvenile justice professionals. So in that regard, it's going well. They're staffed So that I think that there might be one or two vacancies, but they are staffed and they do get a little bit of a paid premium as provided for in this contract.
Thank you. I did want to hear those magic words that they're staff, so.
So fair enough. I mean, there are still, I think one or two vacancies, but it's not like they're vacant completely, so.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions, comments? No? I'm wholly supportive of this, as I have been with all of them. It is not a conflict of interest, but my mother is a public health nurse, so I will be abstaining. I am not her dependent, but just in case anyone was aware, yes. Madam Clerk, on that note, there is a motion on the table to recommend to finance. Please prompt the vote.
You can.
You have 6 yeas, 0 nays, and 1 abstain.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, I would entertain a motion to recommend to the board item implementing the salary administration plan for fourth quarterly report FY25. Moved by Commissioner Lube, seconded by Commissioner Gershenson. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
I just want to say I think this is the first time in all of my years doing the quarterly report that we've wrapped up the fourth quarter this soon after the end of the fiscal year, so yes. But that's because this is actually a very small quarterly report. So this is the fourth quarterly report for fiscal year 25, and on this we have 2 studies. One is a change in classification title with no change in salary grade to be more consistent with the how the county executive's office is titling their higher level officer classifications. And then one is the creation of a new classification with an increase in salary grade for one position within the district court.
Thank you. I'll start. So am I gaslighting myself? Was Erin not called the Chief Sustainability Officer when she was here?
That was not her official title. It's officially Environmental Sustainability Officer. She may have been going by Chief Sustainability Officer, but in the salary administration plan, it's Environmental Sustainability Officer. So we're just changing the title to clean that up.
No, I appreciate that. I swore that that's what I called her.
And it might have been on her signature. Sometimes people do change their signatures, which is totally fine. So
Okay.
we're just kind of making it official now.
Got it. Any other questions?
I-
Commissioner, yeah.
And I thought I saw somewhere when I was looking at this, that this is one of these are an appointed position? Did I see that on one of the details? The draft said?
Yep, no, the sustainability one is appointed, and technically all classifications at district court are also appointed as well. They don't fall under the merit system. They're appointed at the pleasure of the judges.
Like the judges. See, it didn't tell me who did the
Yes, yeah,
appointment.
all of district court is the judges, each judge assigned to each division would have the final authority on those appointments.
Okay, and if I'm going too deep in the weeds, that's fine. I know I don't know where my.
Limits.
Commissioner, you're the HR person. You go as deep as you want.
Because I know on the new position, you're going from 111 to 122 and a whole bunch of other stuff. I looked the whole list, which was great. Thank you for that. But is the process because seems like a big jump.
It is a big,
Yeah, it is a kind of a unique situation where the court had a need for this position and they have requested it in the past, and unfortunately it has been denied. So they've assigned this function to an employee, and because they are performing the duties, we study them based on the duties they're performing, and they are performing this much higher level work and weren't being paid for that. So this is to kind of correct that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask, was it employee?
Yes, it's based on work and actual employees.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
this person is doing this work now.
So you did like a study?
Yep, we did a whole
Salary
study of them.
so
Yep.
okay, then I'm good.
Anything else?
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. No? All right, motion on the table is to recommend to the board. Madam Clerk, please prompt the vote.
You have 7 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. I would entertain a motion to recommend to the board item retirement and deferred compensation board appointment confirmation. Moved by Commissioner Taylor, seconded by Commissioner Lubes. I think you're on every single motion so far today. Keep it up.
Coffee helps.
Yeah.
She wants her name in the minutes.
Hi.
Morning.
Good morning.
I'm Joe Roselle, the Chair of the Retirement and Deferred Compensation Board.
Carly Webster, Retirement Administrator and Secretary to board.
And we're here with the recommendation for the citizen appointment. The board has 9 members, one of which is a registered elector of the county. And we are recommending the reappointment of Mr. Dion Stevens to the retirement board. He's done an excellent job, and I know Commissioner Taylor is a member of the retirement board as chair of finance and certainly can vouch for what I'm saying. He has a background in treasury at Ford Motor Company and AAA and just brings a great perspective from both knowledge and from that, citizen community aspect. So the board recommends to the Board of Commissioners this process, this appointment, and so I'm here to do that today.
I appreciate that. Commissioner Taylor.
Yep, and I fully support this appointment, and I ask that each of you would join me in supporting and voting for Dion Johnson to continue with the retirement board. We really need him. He's a great asset.
I love that. Any other comments real quick? No? All right, with that, motion on the table is to recommend to the board the reappointment, the appointment confirmation. Yeah, that's what it is. Thank you. Please call the vote.
You have 7 yeas, 0 nays?
Sweet. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, our next item here is going to start out as a discussion and then action may ensue. Commissioner Lubes, did you want to chat about this or did you want me to chat about this?
But a little bit of history on the OCHN board, the Board of Commissioners appoints. And because the Board of Commissioner appoints, we're the only ones able to remove a board member. There's been one board member per the OCHN board that has not attended the meeting since December and has been unresponsive to any phone calls or letters or emails regarding status or a letter of resignation. So it's up to us now to remove a board member and appoint another board member.
Per OCHN's bylaws, Dennis, the executive or the board chair, sent a letter to her after 3 unexcused absences and told her, hey, by the way, per law, I'm letting the Board of Commissioners know that you have been negligent in your duties. She didn't respond to that. Apparently, I talked to Dennis yesterday and it sounds like damn near everyone, gosh darn near everyone has tried to reach out to her. So per state law, we have a few options today. We can summon her, although I doubt that that's going to be any different if everyone else has already tried to do that. Or we can simply vote to remove her and replace her with someone else. So, Commissioner Gershenson.
So what I'm thinking, of course, is that we should remove her, but shouldn't the board, the OCHN board, let us know maybe after 3 unexcused absences rather than to let us know it's almost a year that they've been without a board member?
Yeah, Commissioner Lubes.
So they did let us know.
Okay.
They have been speaking to us individually.
Okay.
And it's just the process has taken so long because our staff also wanted a resignation letter. And so we again pursued those efforts and nothing happened.
Okay.
There's been no communication, but they did let us know, I'm gonna say May, June.
Okay.
If you
great.
look in the item, you'll see that Dennis's letter to her notifying her that he's notifying us is from April 7th. It is, I will say per the law, it's a lot easier for us to take action if she just resigned, then it's clean and we don't
Right.
have to do the unfortunate removal, right? Like, I don't feel nice doing that, but yeah. Good question though. Any other discussion?
And
Yeah.
Probably every other week, Dennis, who is the board chair, calls to say, what's the status? We really need that other person. How are you moving forward? Where is it at? So he has been in
Oh, good.
contact with,
Good, I would
many of
expect
us.
that of him,
yes.
yeah.
Commissioner Dunn?
I just wanna say that I appreciate the update and the due process is being followed. These appointments aren't taken lightly for all the boards. And the corrective action is being taken.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Well, all right, so then on that note, I will make the following motion. Actually, I'm only gonna make half of this motion, because then we'll talk about the other half next. I would move to recommend that the full board remove Ms. Seward from the Oakland Community Health Network Board. Is there a second? Seconded by Commissioner Loobs. Would you prompt that vote when you have that good and ready?
You have 7 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you. Hard semicolon. We have an application that's been on our books for a while to fill a vacancy that could hypothetically be coming if the board does take our recommendation to remove her. Penny, did you wanna talk about, sorry, Commissioner Loobs, did you wanna talk about that one too?
When Dennis notified me that the board member wasn't responding, they needed a new board member, I immediately thought of Jennifer Korenchuk, who I've known for about 20 years, who is an active participant in mental health services, and I feel would be a good addition to the board.
That application is on our agenda item. Obviously there isn't a vacancy, so we didn't go out and solicit like we can and have. But I don't have any problems with this person. I think it's a glowing application. And I generally trust you on OCHN matters.
Thank you.
So does anyone have discussion about this particular applicant to fill a hypothetical vacancy?
I have a question. When is the term up if this person?
March.
So it'll
Oh,
just be
2026.
March of 26 is when that
March
term
of
starts.
26.
temporary.
Okay, I mean, because we've also talked in the past about opening it up to other people, interviewing people, which I think is a good idea, but if it's just an interim,
Yeah.
fill the position till March, I don't have a problem with that.
From what Dennis and I spoke about last night when we were talking about this, it really sounds like it's a numbers game at a lot of the committees where there's like an even number and sometimes that's unhelpful, and he would really just like an odd number in a lot of spots. So my impression is, yeah, an interim body to make a lot of things odd numbered would be helpful.
True.
So. Anything else, Commissioner?
Well, and I suppose she's available immediately,
Yes.
yeah, okay.
All right, so then I am, Commissioner Loobs, would you be interested in making a motion to appoint then Jennifer Korenchuk, General Public, to fill a vacancy for a term ending March 31st, 2026?
I do make that motion,
Oh, thank you for making
Support.
So I'm sorry, who, did you say that, Commissioner Taylor? Commissioner Taylor supported that, and whenever you're ready for that one.
You have 7 yeas, 0 nays.
Awesome, thanks everyone. I appreciate all of your flexibility in that kind of awkward maneuver. That is that, where did my? Oh, there we go. I believe that's that for our regular agenda. Any other business today? Or old business, other business? No? Y'all, we made record time today. I appreciate this expediency. I will then adjourn. It's 9:33.
Thank you.